This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This Steve Jones Show podcast is now loading. The Steve Jones Show podcast is presented by Sunbury Motor Company, Purdy Insurance, and Brewers Outlet. Bringing you an in-depth look at Penn State sports and more. This is the Steve Jones Show on News Radio 1070 WKOK. The Steve Jones Show is presented by Brewers Outlet, Sunbury Motor Company, and Purdy Insurance. Now from the Sunbury Motor Studio, here's Steve Jones.
Great to be with you. Being brought to you by our good friends at Brewers Outlet, Reagan Street in Sunbury, the beverage supermarket. Stock up for the Frozen Four. Oh, yeah. Imports, domestics, microbrews. The best selection of beer anywhere. Wine coolers, water, soft drinks, lots and lots and lots of snacks. They roast their peanuts fresh and hot every day. 6 great flavors of slushies. Ready-to-drink cocktails. Crown Royal, Jack Daniel's High Noon. And the pickle bar led by the Barrels and the Dills, indeed second to none. It is all at Brewers Outlet, Reagan Street in Sunbury, the beverage supermarket. Justin Rose, by the way, among the leaders at the Masters. Terrell Hatton, from Liv is actually the leader right now in the clubhouse. I don't know if he's made it to the clubhouse yet. No, he's not quite there yet. Ooh. We'll get to the Masters leaderboard in a moment. The NFL has fired 3 officials. Ooh. Let's see here. And they were relegated to the college game. Umpire James Carter, third-year line judge Robin DiLorenzo, and first-year judge Robert Richardson are going to go to the college game. They're relegated people. See, they didn't think relegation was in American sports. All right, so let's get to the Masters and the leaderboard. Of course, they have. And get everybody up to date there. I don't care about the Burger King commercial. Come on, get out of here. Nobody cares. You a big Burger King guy, or is it McDonald's or Wendy's?
If I had my druthers, I would probably pick Wendy's.
Okay, gotcha. Very good. Let me see here. Let's get the Masters leaderboard cranked up here and get everybody up to date on that. In progress. Hatton's at 4 under par. Colin Morikawa is at 3 under par. So Hatton is playing 13. That's the par 5. Morikawa and Scotty Scheffler and Justin Rose are all at 3 under par. Morikawa is playing the par 5 15th. Scheffler's now playing the par 4 14th. And Rose is 3 under par playing the par 5 8th. Connors, Jason Day, Batia's a good player. They're all at that group at 2 under. Freddie Couples is at 1 under par. All right. And Freddie is he's playing the 18th hole. He's at 1 under. Freddie Couples. Reed is at 1 under. Matthew Fitzpatrick's 1 under. He's playing the 6th. Rory McIlroy has 1 birdie so far. He's playing the 4th hole. And I think he's paired with Oberg. Oberg is also 1 under par playing the 4th hole. DeChambeau's at 1 under. He's playing the 3rd hole. Zach Johnson shot 72 today. Finau is even through 12. Bubba Watson even through 9. Charles Schwartzel, former champion, even through 8. Max Homa even through 7. Sergio Garcia even through 6. Brooks Koepka even through 4. Xander Schauffele even through 4. Hideki Matsuyama even through 2. John Rahm parred the opening hole. Let's see. Patrick Cantlay, Adam Scott, both 1 over. Bernard Langer shot a 74, 2 over today. Will Zalatoris, 2 over 74. Phil Mickelson's 2 over playing 15. Justin Thomas, 2 over playing 14. And Dustin Johnson's at 2 over playing 8. So there you go. Some of the notables so far. And by the way, Angel Cabrera is back, the former champion, 2 over through 10. So, yeah.
Did you see the Colin Morikawa stuff?
About?
Not talking to the media?
Yeah, he hasn't been talking to the media for a while, and I don't know. I don't know why.
He says he doesn't feel like it's part of his job. It's not his job to give you a story. And then the story I was reading, they are the only professional sports, one of the only professional sports organization without a media requirement policy.
Wow. All right. I know they don't have the policy. But isn't it part of your responsibility to the sport to promote the events you're in?
He says it's not. His only responsibility is to play golf.
Okay, but what if this is the old adage, right, that we've talked about before? If a tree falls in the woods and there's nobody there to hear it, does it make a sound?
I hate to sound like an old man and say those darn millennials, but I really wonder what's coming, because the younger you are, I think the more you feel somebody interviewing you is more of an invasion of privacy than an opportunity to promote yourself.
Well, I don't mean just to promote yourself. To me, it's about promoting the event.
Well,
in other words, I did the New York Giants podcast last night about the NFL draft and the Penn State players in it. Was that about me promoting me?
it's a way to get your name out there. I mean, it wasn't your intent, but it does.
Yeah, well, yeah, I got that. I've already got a job. I don't have to worry about putting my name out there.
No.
Right? It was just about trying to promote the players from Penn State that were in the draft and give everybody a genuine feel about why they would be terrific picks for teams. I mean, let's take Colby Cohen, who joined us in the first half hour. Well, Penn State's in it. He comes on to talk about it. And at the same time, what's the side part of it? Promoting the fact that ESPN2 has the broadcast tonight, right?
Correct.
Okay. I mean, that's what it's I mean, that's what you do. I mean, like I said, when I wasn't promoting me last night. What the heck do I care?
My sense is, it not intentional in any way, but I promoting in the sense that somebody hears you, likes what you have to say, Googles your name, and says, "Hey, he talks about sports every day. Let's listen to his show or his podcast." I mean, it wasn't your intent to go on to promote the show.
I never even thought of it that way. I think you're right, but I mean, I never thought of it that way. I was just like, I just thought I was trying to promote the players.
And again, I mean, it's not. I mean, their job is to promote the sport, but it's still getting your name out in front of people too. I mean, I'm sure Ping would like. I don't know if that's a sponsor, but I'm sure Ping would like Colin Morikawa's name out into the press a little more than it is.
Well, I mean, I know they don't have the policy, but doesn't the PGA Tour need more positive publicity than ever because of the split with LIV?
Yes. And let's be honest, the PGA Tour is not exactly the greatest organization, along those lines either.
Right. No, I agree. So, in other words, you're saying when I cover the U.S. Open and I'm there on practice round Tuesday and they're bringing players in, I should not expect Colin Morikawa to be on the show with us?
Probably not, unless he's a Penn State guy.
Cal Berkeley.
Yeah. He could be a Penn State fan. You never know.
Well, if he likes good football, yeah. Remember, Cal Berkeley is holding back money, or the fan base is, until Ron Rivera has complete control of the program. Ay.
Obviously, a group that did not watch that last 2 years with the Redskins.
Oh. Remember, they're the Commanders now.
Yeah, they were the Redskins then.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well. Yeah.
You don't know how many times last 2 years doing NFL roundups that I had to erase Redskins and put Commanders down.
Really?
I do the same thing. I still put Indians and then delete it and put Guardians.
Oh.
It's 48 years versus 2.
I know. I understand. I understand. Believe me. It's when you're used to something all these years.
The other thing that gets me now is Oakland. Well, not Oakland anymore. They're just the Athletics. That's
Right.
it.
Yeah, they're not even the Sacramento is.
Yeah, they're just the Athletics, which I guess is better than the Utah Hockey Club.
Well, they want to be the Yeti, and they can't be the Yeti. Because Yeti coolers is like, no, I guess they copyrighted it. So...
You really going to confuse a cooler with the Abominable Snowman?
If I'm Yeti, the Yeti company, I don't know what they're... Okay. I'd be sitting there saying, hey, yo, let's talk about this for a moment. This actually is good for us. It gets the name out there every game. Like, hey, hold on. Hey, it's not that bad.
Why wouldn't you just sponsor the arena?
Well, the Delta Airlines already sponsors the arena.
Well, yeah, I guess
and that's
they already have arena.
That's a long term. That's a long term thing. But isn't it a good thing? Your name would be out there every day. I mean, I wonder how many coolers I'd sell because, and if Utah's any good, they make a run in the Stanley Cup playoffs. You're like, hey, great, we're selling more coolers.
Each corner of the arena, come on.
Yeah.
Come to the Yeti Beer Cave.
Ah, exactly. But I mean, nationally,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be good for them nationally. Jeez. That's just me. But they want to be the Yeti. They can't be. So they've had to go back to the drawing board on this Utah Hockey Club thing. Ugh. Unreal. So.
I was going to say, I thought I saw they selected one, but they're not. They don't select one until later on this year, probably.
Yeah. Let me look that up. 'Cause, let's see. Utah Hockey Club name. All right. Okay, they're officially eliminated from the playoffs, so they're gone. Future trending positive direction for NHL. Okay, here we go. 1 week ago. Mammoth Outlaws Hockey Club. That's what they've asked for trademarks. Okay? The Utah Hockey Club's final name to keep getting extended through the United States Patent and Trademark Office. They do not want the public to discover their new branding through the trademark applications on the open database. So there are 3 finalists put together by the Smith Entertainment Group. The Utah Hockey Club, the Utah Mammoth, and the Utah Outlaws. Now, my guess is Mammoth wins. I mean, to me, that's a great logo, isn't it?
I was going to say, that gets my vote.
That'd be a great logo. The Utah Mammoth. They originally put out the Utah Mammoth, the Utah Ice, the Utah Mountaineers, the Utah Swarm, the Utah Squall, the Utah Blast, Utah Glaciers, Hockey Club, and the Caribou. Utah Fury, Venom, and Blizzard are the only remaining names under that have not been extended. Although I did like the Blizzard.
And Caribou just for the oddness of it.
Sure, why not? I mean, I've been to Utah enough, and there's some out there. To me, the Utah Mammoth I like that. There's a lot you can do with that. They say that those remain the top 3 choices, as they are the only names Smith Entertainment Group has registered trademark logos for, other than the inaugural ones used this season. Ugh.
Speaking of Mr. Smith, I did not realize he was the money guy behind BYU.
He's the money guy behind everything there.
Well,
I mean, he's the money guy behind the Jazz. He's the money guy behind the hockey team. And he is the money guy behind the baseball expansion team.
that sounds like he has a lot of money.
Yeah. And yes, he is the money behind BYU's NIL.
Because I saw Denon might stay now, and the Baylor guard's going there.
Yeah.
Plus, they have the number 1 recruit in the country.
Yeah. They're a good team. They were a good team last year.
They're fun to watch.
Yeah. No, they are fun to watch. BYU, they play a wide open, entertaining style of basketball. Yetis would have been great, but it was rejected by the Patent and Trademark Office for likelihood of confusion with Yeti coolers. Oh, come on. What the heck?
And now want a Yeti cooler with a Mammoth sticker on it.
Well, again, now listen to this. The Smith Entertainment Group had been trying to strike a coexistence deal with the company, which would allow both parties to use the trademark in commercial marketing. The Cooler Company, however, would not agree to the suggested partnership, and Smith Entertainment Group made the business decision to drop the name. We have engaged with Yeti Coolers extensively. The NHL has also helped engage with them as well. Their leadership made the decision that they didn't want to have that coexistence agreement. They have a unique trademark that allows them to prevent the use of the word Yeti or Yetis. I had to figure it out a way. Hold on a second. Let's figure that. That's why I vote Mammoth.
Me too, because Utah Hockey Club just sounds too much like soccer.
I'm sorry. Like, when it was the Washington football team, I mean, I'm not crazy about Commanders, right? But Washington football team, man, I thought that was stupid.
Yeah. Well, WFT is way too close to changing the T and the F, too.
Well, there were some days there were a lot of Washington fans wanted to change the two letters.
Yes. Yeah. Probably up until about last year.
Yep. Right. And then, out of nowhere, Matt Catrillo's favorite owner became the lead guy for Washington. Now, does that mean he hates Magic Johnson? Because Magic Johnson's part of the ownership group in Washington.
I want to ask questions that we don't want the answers to.
Oh, I want answers to questions just to poke the bear. Because we don't know what bizarro world we're going to get there. Yay. Oh, yeah. All right. Half hour brought to you by Brewers Outlet, Reagan Street in Sunbury, the beverage supermarket here on News Radio 1070 W.
Business taxes. Was stressing about all the time and all the money you spent on your taxes.
This is my bill?
Now Business Taxes is a TurboTax small business expert who does your taxes for you and offers year-round advice at no additional cost, so you can keep more money in your business. Now this is taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com/business. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service.
Okay.
If you're suffering from spring fever, Sunbury Motors Kia has the cure.
Wanna see you in Kia. Sunbury Motors Kia.
The spring fever reliever is a new Kia from Sunbury Motors Kia. They make it easy to choose because there's 120 brand new Kias available. And $750 owner loyalty is back on the hottest selling Kia models, including the Made in the USA 2025 Kia Sportages and Serenos. Drive home in a 2025 Kia Sportage EX all-wheel drive with leather for under $30,000. Or how about the third row 2025 Kia Sereno S all-wheel drive? Save thousands now as low as $35,034. And of course, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Stop in today and check out the full Kia lineup. And together, we can be alive in 2025 at Sunbury Motors Kia on the Strip in Hummel's Wharf. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see retailer or go to kia.com.
Party time, game time, or just fun time. Doesn't matter what time it is because it's Brewers Outlet time. The beverage supermarket has the area's largest beer selection. Imports, microbrews, ciders, and domestics. Pick from over 100 ice-cold 12-packs and dozens of 24-ounce singles. Soda, snacks, hot sauces, fresh roasted peanuts. Make it one-stop party shopping, and don't forget the pickle bar. So whatever you're celebrating or just doing it up, Brewers Outlet, Reagan Street, Sunbury wants to see you. And thank you for your years of patronage.
Hi, this is Season. For over 100 years, the Purdy Insurance Agency has been protecting families and businesses of the greater Susquehanna Valley and beyond. With the experience of our trained and knowledgeable staff, you can rest assured that your needs will be evaluated and met by some of the industry's best representatives. No matter what your insurance needs are, call Purdy Insurance today at 570-286-5855. Visit our website at purdyinsurance.com or check us out on Facebook to see what we can do for you.
in-depth look at Penn State sports and more. This is the Steve Jones Show on News Radio 1070 WKOK. The Steve Jones Show is presented by Purdy Insurance, Brewers Outlet, and Sunbury Motor Company. Now from the Sunbury Motor Studio, here's Steve Jones.
Half hour brought to you by our great friends at Sunbury Motors, 4th Street in Sunbury. Sunbury Motors Kia. Routes 11 and 15, Hummels Wharf. And online at sunburymotors.com. Ford, Kia, Hyundai, the best new inventory, great safety features, great warranties. Great pre-owned inventory, all with the all-important Sunbury Motors guarantee, because they go over every vehicle with a fine-tooth comb, and you need to have that kind of peace of mind when you're buying. And a terrific service department, quick lane inspections, routine, difficult. All at Sunbury Motors, 4th Street in Sunbury. Sunbury Motors Kia. Routes 11 and 15 in Hummels Wharf, and online at sunburymotors.com. The Aaron Rodgers watch does continue. The problem is nobody's watching.
Did you see Pat McAfee had a thing in Pittsburgh yesterday, and they all thought that Aaron Rodgers was going to show up and sign with the Steelers, and he did not?
I'm shocked.
Wasn't advertised. They just assumed since Pat was having something in Pittsburgh that Aaron was showing up.
Shocked.
I know.
Stunned.
Mouth agape.
Yeah, that's me. All right, so let's update the leaderboard at the Masters. And Corey Connors is the leader after a 400 par 68. There's a lot of wind down there today. They're going to get great scores. Terrell Hatton, live 400 par playing 15. Justin Rose, 400 par playing 9. Scotty Scheffler, 300 par playing 15. Harris English, 200 par 70. Jason Day, 200 playing 16. Bryson DeChambeau, 200 playing 5. Freddie Couple shot a 71. Former Open champion Brian Harmon, 71. Cam Smith, 71. Patrick Reed, 1 under playing 18. Colin Morikawa has fallen back to 1 under playing 17. Rory McIlroy's 1 under through 6. Matthew Fitzpatrick, 1 under through 7. Zach Johnson shot even par 72. Cam Young shot 72. Tony Finau even through 13. Bubba Watson even through 10. Sergio Garcia even through 7. Xander Schauffele even through 5. Ludwig Oberg even through 5. Hideki Matsuyama even through 4. Brooks Koepka 1 over through 6. Phil Mickelson 2 over through 15. Justin Thomas 2 over through 14. Jordan Spieth 2 over through 14. Dustin Johnson 2 over through 8.
Freddie Couples' score helped by a 191-yard eagle on 14.
That gets you under par. Yeah.
That'll work.
That works. And what hole did he do at 14?
14.
The only hole on the golf course without a sand trap. How about that?
I'm sure you will see it several times after we get off the air.
Yeah.
And it will be on SportsCenter tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure we'll see something on SportsCenter tonight. They'll quickly do a wrap-up of the Masters, and then they'll do 8 stories on LeBron James.
Well, they are live at the Masters. They might be a little longer on the Masters.
Then they'll do 8 stories on LeBron James.
Yes. You're not wrong.
That's why Kevin Negandi's in the studio. It's his job to do the 8 stories on LeBron James. LeBron had coffee this morning. LeBron went to Starbucks. LeBron showed up at shoot-around. Like, great. We're happy. Great. And I'm not putting down LeBron. He can't help it who he is. It's just how these guys cover him. It's just unreal. That's why the Bronny James stuff, I'm sorry. It's like, I think it's wonderful he's got a shot. I think he's obviously been able to do a few good things, but he gets more publicity than other guys that, with all due respect, have earned it. At some point he'll earn it, but not yet. It's just, oh well. We did mention earlier in the week, we were talking about transfer portals. Today is the last day of the dead period for college basketball. You can have face-to-face meetings with anybody tomorrow. All right? So if you're wondering why, there hasn't been a lot of movement in the portal, and where's Penn State going with the portal? The dead period ends tomorrow. The quiet period, where you're not allowed to go see them, but they can come see you, and football continues for a couple more weeks. But again, the transfer portal for basketball, men's basketball, closes the 22nd. So we got 12 more days there. But the football transfer portal opens on Wednesday. And it closes the Friday before the blue-white game. So Penn State's going to go through the last 10 days of spring practice with the transfer portal open. Okay. Now, most schools, by the way, do have their springs are over with. Penn State's timing is a little different, and Easter weekend played a role. Instead of playing the blue-white game on the 20th, or excuse me, the 19th, they're going to play it on the 26th because they didn't want to play it on Easter weekend. And hopefully the weather's great. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. And the first question I was asked at the Penn State Quarterback Club is, what is the blue-white game going to look like? And my answer was, I don't know. Hey, again, you're not going to make, I keep telling everybody, this job, you have too many people in this job that make things up. Just make it seem like they know something. No, you can't do that. You don't know? Just tell them, I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know what they're going to do. That's up to James to tell everybody. You got me beat. All I know is I don't even know what booth we're in yet. That's the other one. I was in line today at Jersey Mike's to get a sandwich. Like, where are you going to be for the blue-white game? Well, we're going to be on the east side. Like, can we sit on the west side? I said, no, you can. It's only the 3 sides, north, south, and east. Okay. They said, but when the regular season comes, we're going back to the west side. They're putting a temporary broadcast area there. Who the heck's laughing in the background? Jeez, come on. Okay.
I can tell you that you're on News Radio 1070 at 2 o'clock on blue-white game day.
I am.
You are.
Very good. Oh, good. Well, I'm looking forward to look, Jack and I are looking forward to it. I've been to almost every practice, and I'm going this afternoon. To say I like what I see would be an understatement. Now, these are spring practices. Okay? But you have to be able to get the most out of what you're doing out there. And I would say in 6 of the 7 practices so far, they've been able to get the most out of those practices. There's one, maybe not. Right? But 6 out of 7 practices, I think they've become a better team out of each one of those practices. Okay? And that's what you're looking to do with all this. And in case you're wondering, and I'll at least throw this out there as well, on the basketball front, as you know, we talked about it, that Yannick Konen-Niederhauser has put his name for consideration in the NBA draft without giving up his eligibility. Well, in case you're wondering, he has been working out with the team. Like he's worked out with the team this week. When it comes time to go for the evaluations, he'll go for the evaluations, but that's not till next month.
Is that the stuff in Chicago, or do you have to be invited for that?
You have to be invited for that. Yeah. Now, there are 2 of them. There's the G League Combine, which is May 9th through the 11th. Then there's the Primary Combine, which is May 11th through the 18th. I believe both are in Chicago. And then the next part is the individual workouts. Teams invite you to work out individually for them. That's where you really are going to get the evaluation, where they're really going to tell you, hey, I like this, keep doing that, build on that. And you're going to need to, if you want to put yourself in a draftable position, you're going to need to work on that. And
every time somebody says something about team workouts, all I think about is it Jean-Louis Lee was in the chair with the Bucks?
Oh, yeah.
They always said he drafted him because he did so well in the one-on-one workouts with the chair.
Yeah. Tremendous. Tremendous.
Hopefully he could shoot over the said chair.
Oh. Yeah. Well, people are wondering, well, gee, what's he doing? He's working out with the team. In fact, I talked to him on Tuesday. So. Not much, but I talked to him Tuesday. Go ahead.
I was going to say, where else is he going to, short of leaving campus, where else is he going to get basketball workouts in?
Right, but I'm just making the point because people, again, there are a lot of people that don't know what the process is. And I understand that. I don't expect fans to know the process. Do you? You know what I mean? I don't expect, right? That's why you tune into the show, because at least you get, so that's how it works. So he's not really doing it now. It won't be till next month, right? So what's he doing in the meantime? Well, he's working out here. Okay, with his team here. Okay. That's, so that's what he's doing. That's the only reason why I bring it up, just to add a little information so people know timelines and basically how it works. It's not something Penn State fans are used to. It's been a long time since a Penn State player put his name into the NBA draft for consideration. And there's no quiz.
Was Seth the last one?
Lundy?
Yeah. Did he put his name into the draft? I thought he did.
Yeah, he did. He did. But he ended up staying.
Yeah.
But his year remaining was his COVID year, and I already knew when he put his name in that he was not coming back. I mean, I already knew that. This was not something. It was no great mystery. He put his name in, and I think in fact, he made it pretty plain to begin with. Anyway, he put his name in and got an agent. Right. In other words, now you're allowed to have agents now, but I'm saying that he made it clear he wasn't coming back. So there was never any mystery about that. This one he says, he's left his options open. Seth did not. And he had to be a second-round pick, and he's still in the league. So I think he's with the Clippers now.
Did you see that the Mike Malone's usage of Jalen Pickett is one of the...
Yeah, I talked about that yesterday.
Oh, yeah. One of the ancillary reasons?
About he and Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, wow.
Well, last night, Pick ended up 5 of 7 in threes at a career-high 18 points. Westbrook was 2 of 11. And Denver won. Wow. Beat Sacramento.
I don't think we ever talked about it when he had the 61-point, when Jokic had the 61-point triple-double. But the end of that game with 10 seconds left and up a point, for some unknown reason, Russell Westbrook drove the lane and shot a layup with 10 seconds left and let Minnesota have enough time to win. And the story I read is it sums up the Nuggets season as he's driving to the basket and the second-year player, Jalen Pickett's standing on the bench, waving him down, telling him to hold the ball.
Yep, that's right. Yep. Exactly right. Pick's always a smart player. And Pick was never see, that's one of the funny things about Pickett. Even when he had 41, what, he had 40? He had 40 against Illinois. Well, guess what? Right? He was hitting shots. He was open. He took them. And if he wasn't, he would have passed it. Pick was never a me first guy. Never. And look, when you come out of high school and nobody's recruiting you, right? And then, Siena takes a shot on him. How are you going to end up being a me first guy when nobody took a shot on you out of high school? You weren't recruited by anybody. He finally got the door open to Siena, and he went to Siena, then was like, hey, this guy's pretty good. And then he comes to Penn State, and he's a second-team All-American. Yeah. I mean, that's just the kind of player he is. That's why you end up being drafted, because it's not just your athletic ability or shooting or whatever. That the league does value people who can play defense and are smart. I know it's hard to believe that they value defense, but they do. They do value defense in the league. And that's why Lamar Stevens has stayed in the league as long as he has, because he's been a really good defensive player, and a lot of teams value that. Yeah. Interesting times. So Frozen 4 tonight, 8:30, ESPN 2. ESPN 2. Colby Cohen joined us in the opening half hour to preview that. And by the way, if the skating Knits win tonight, Eric Olson will join us from St. Louis tomorrow. Here's the bummer in all this. Okay? Of course, Brian Tripp's doing it for Westwood 1. Right? He texted me. On the flight to St. Louis, he lost his voice. How about that? He says, definitely not 100%. Dan Kelly's in reserve, but he is going to do the broadcast tonight. You're like, I mean, of all the times for that to happen, Penn State's in the Frozen Four. Eesh. Hate to see that. Especially for a guy we all think the world of here.
Scott Fransky tomorrow, too.
Yep, we got Scott tomorrow. Tripper says I have lots of warm tea to drink and lots of lozenges. All right, we'll talk Phillies tomorrow. We might, obviously, we'll talk pro or con hockey tomorrow.
Will we hear from the King?
I don't know. That's something I'm never sure of on a week-to-week basis. Part of the deal is with the show being 1 to 3, sometimes he has to work, and I can't stand when the job gets in the way of our show.
Should never happen.
Whew. Speaking to the choir.